Hola, welcome to Fun for Spanish Materials. Today we're gonna talk about our second verb to be, ser. And this verb we use only for permanent conditions. We talked before about the verb estar, and we said we use estar for temporary conditions, which are things that are constantly changing. But in this case, the verb ser is for conditions that are permanent. Permanent doesn't mean forever. Permanent means that are conditions that are not changing constantly, that are that remain. So let's look at some examples. Let's have a look at some examples. Alto used to be tall. This is something that's not going to change. Linda, beautiful. Well, this is relative, but yeah, most of the times a person is beautiful, so the next day it's not going to be completely ugly. Uh, Inteligente, also same thing. A person is intelligent. Most of the times, it's a permanent condition. Italian, this is a nationality. Citizenship, citizenships are kind of permanent, right? You're Italian, you're American, you're English, and you're not gonna be, I don't know, from China next day. Uh, Trabajadores, workers, like you are workers. This is a position, so positions are permanent. Professions also. Estudiantes, it's like a profession kind of thing. So to be a student is a permanent condition. So yeah, I mean, you're not going to be a student forever, but you're a student. If you're a student, it's because it's not that you're a student tomorrow and then after 2 days you're not, and then after a week you are, and then if you're a student, you're a student. It's a permanent condition. And once you don't study, you stop studying for good, then you're not a student any longer. But uh, it didn't change constantly, right? You were a student for a long time. Anyways, this is the main concept here: is to understand, to be aware of permanent conditions. Again, a permanent condition is something that is not constantly changing. It doesn't change all the time. Yeah. Now, ser is the verb we're going to use when we talk about these conditions. Yeah. Um, and this is the conjugation of the verb ser. All these ones. Yo soy, uh, tú eres, él es, ella es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos son. As you can see, this verb is irregular, right? It doesn't follow the pattern we studied with the present tense with verbs er, ir. Um, uh, so it's not like yo so. No, it's just soy. It's irregular. Also, with the verb estar, it's not yo esto, right? It's yo estoy. So these verbs to be, are always irregular, but we're gonna learn irregular verbs a little bit later. So for now, let's practice. How do we say I am tall? Here it is. Yo soy alto. Yeah. You are beautiful. Tú eres linda. He is intelligent. Él es inteligente. O, she is intelligent. Ella es inteligente. ¿Ya? Um, Nosotros somos italianos. We are Italians. And look, there is an S here. Why? Because it's plural. We are Italians, right? We are Italians. It's multiple people. Vosotros sois trabajadores. It's like you guys are workers. Again, trabajador is a worker. Trabajadores is workers. You are workers. Ellos son estudiantes. They are students. Ellas son estudiantes. If it's just females, ellas son estudiantes. They are students. And ustedes son estudiantes. It's like you guys. We talked about this for Latin countries, you guys, Latin American countries. Ustedes son estudiantes. So that's it. This is how you conjugate the verb to be, ser. Yeah. Um, and you only use it for permanent conditions. So the question "cómo es?" What does it mean? The question "cómo es?" We saw the question "cómo estás?" Right? And cómo está is like you're asking for like temporary things like how are you feeling, how are you doing. If you ask "cómo es?" Well, first of all, we are well, this is the third person. ¿Cómo es? It's like how is she? ¿Cómo es ella? Or ¿cómo es él? How is him? uh, ¿Cómo es refers to how, what is it like? What is she like? What is he like? We are talking about no, how is she doing? How is he doing? How is it doing? It's more like what is it like? It's like you're asking for like a description of how does it look like? How is it like in general? No, how is it feeling or how is she feeling right now? So if you say, ¿Cómo es tu mamá? How is your mother? Like, what is your mother like? ¿Cómo es tu mamá? You're going to start saying, my mom is tall, my mom is intelligent, my mom is beautiful, all those characteristics, right? So we're talking here about when you ask or when you hear the question, ¿Cómo es? You're like, you're being asked about the characteristics, features, things that don't change constantly. Yeah. So yeah, that's the difference between cómo es or cómo está. Yeah, cómo es, cómo está, or cómo eres, cómo estás. That's the difference. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Ser, talk about permanent conditions. Estar, it was about temporary conditions. uh, that will be it. How do we use it? So easy. We are going to, well, first of all, we're going to grasp the concepts. Quiz the flashcards are the most important ones. If you have time, you do the notes and writing. It's more like optional, this one here, but it's recommended also. And in real life situations, you are going to use this verb said when you describe people. You can describe your family. You can describe your house, your country, your job. You can describe your life. Anything that you want to describe, do it. And the fact you describe things doesn't mean that you will always have to use ser. Sometimes, if there is a temporary condition, you have to use estar. If I describe a table and the table is dirty, I'm going to use estar, right? Because in that very moment it's dirty. But I can also say that the table is beautiful, is big. So these kind of characteristics are permanent. So be aware of the permanent conditions and also be aware of the temporary conditions so you can play with that when it comes to describe something. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough, but you're going to have fun. Highly recommend to do it with a native person, native Spanish speaker, Spanish speaking person. The person is going to correct you, and you are going to understand why this person is correcting you, um, because you know the reason behind. So have a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hasta la vista.